I always thought that the supernatural would pass me and my family by. I even thought all those horror stories were fiction. So the other day I went to visit my father. We stayed up late and got to talking because we hadn't seen each other in a year and a half. We started reminiscing about the 90s, when we lived as a family. Then my mom and I moved away in '98, and he stayed. Then he left, too, in '99. I wondered why he didn't stay home, because he had connections there and a 4-room apartment. For so many years I thought about it, but I didn't dare ask. I don't know what personal motives there could be. But this time I decided that, in principle, it was not such a big question, and we were two adults, I would understand. But the answer I heard, I did not expect. Here's what he told me. At the time he was working as a truck driver and delivering goods. And that time he took a delivery order, especially since his salary wasn't bad either. It was winter. My father drove as usual, quietly delivered the goods, unloaded and drove back. However, he took a different road back, because the one he arrived on was covered with snow, and there was a pretty good traffic jam. He drives through several villages, and a wooded area begins. He drives through it, says he has traveled 20 or 30 miles, and there are no cars ahead or behind him. He looks at the road and sees. There is a man standing on the side of the road. At first he didn't notice him, thinking it was a big stump. He thinks the man is lost in the woods, although why would anyone walk through the woods in winter? He stops, but the truck is dragging on the slippery road, and he passes the man 50 yards. He looks in the rearview mirror and the man is standing still. He sticks his head out the window and yells, "Hey, kid. Get in, I'll give you a ride." And he slowly turns around, looks for a few seconds, and slowly walks toward him. The father says that at first he felt rather than saw that there was something wrong with the boy. He looks like a normal kid, but he's not dressed for winter. A gray hoodie, hat, jeans, sneakers. And that's in the winter. As he approaches the car, my father sees. His eyes are inhuman, big, 3 times bigger than usual, and his upper teeth are sharp and stick out over his lip. The father closes the window and accelerates as hard as he can. He sees the boy running after him. The father speeds up, but he can't break away. He says he was going 60 to 70 miles per hour. A little later, another boy comes out of the woods and runs after his father. Then they were joined by 3 others. My father was very frightened. Tears came out of his eyes, he said. Anyway, he couldn't remember how he got to the end of the forest. That's where they lost him. My father got to the nearest gas station, drank some whiskey, and told the owner everything. He just laughed and told my father not to drink and drive anymore, or he would keep seeing things. My father paid the parking fee and went to sleep in the car. He wakes up because he has to go to the toilet. It's dark outside, and he can't see anything. He decides to turn on his headlights to get to the toilet. He turns them on, clears the glass with the wipers, and sees the creatures chasing him through the woods. There were at least 10 of them. Everyone lined up in a semicircle in front of the car and stared at him intently. My father saw that one of them even had blood dripping from the corner of his lips. He pushed the alarm as hard as he could, the truck roared, and the creatures scattered chaotically, while my father drove as fast as he could out of the diner's yard. The scariest thing, he said, was that it was dark and he couldn't see anything in the mirrors. It was unclear where the monsters were or if they were following him at all. He didn't stop anywhere else and drove all the way home, not sleeping a wink. After that, my father started getting up at night and looking out the window. He said he was very afraid that those things had followed him into town and found out where he lived. On New Year's Eve of '99, he went out on the balcony for a smoke. And he saw them. They were standing in the light of the lanterns. The three of them. And watching. And they looked again with their scary eyes. My father locked himself in his apartment, closed all the windows with blinds, and talked on the phone all night with a friend, also a midnight man, to give the impression that he wasn't alone. The next day he dropped everything, bought a train ticket, and left to visit relatives in another city. From there he sold his old apartment, bought a 2-room apartment downtown, and now lives there. At least, according to him, he never saw any of them again.